some more time, put your hand up. Okay. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. Today, the Supreme Court of Canada handed down a decision in the case of my very dear friend, Owen Smith. This case is critical for those that need medical cannabis now and in the future. Until today, patients only had the legal option of smoking cannabis. Today, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled that patients should have access to any and all cannabis derivatives that can be made from the cannabis plant. When the regulations were brought in 2001, Health Canada did not allow patients to make derivatives. They allowed patients to grow and smoke it. And that, in the eyes of many people, was absurd. And so, when Owen was arrested in 2009 in a bakery, supplying medicine for this club, the Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club, to us, it was an opportunity to challenge those absurd laws. And we are so very thankful to be here today to celebrate that the highest court in Canada has agreed with us. We owe a great amount of gratitude to our lawyer, Kirk Tussaud. He will be joining us here in approximately 10 minutes by phone from Vancouver. Unfortunately, he had to be in Vancouver last night because the city of Vancouver, along with the city of Victoria, is beginning to license and regulate dispensaries like the Cannabis Buyers Club, because this organization has committed itself and proven itself in selling cannabis products to patients that have permanent physical disabilities and diseases. And so it's a wonderful time for those of us in the cannabis movement to be having the Supreme Court of Canada essentially working almost hand in hand with the cities, at least at this point of Victoria and Vancouver, in licensing these clubs. Because as many people know, not only cannabis, marijuana, but these derivatives are life-saving products. Wow. I'm going to give Owen a few moments to speak about his thoughts and experiences, and then we will take some questions from the press.
Thanks, Ted. It is a profound honor to be the person standing here at the center of a really important case for some seriously ill people. And all morning I've been taking gratitude from those people, and it's almost more than I can bear, because their pain is the most extreme pain that you can imagine. Having your child seized endlessly is something that nobody should have to go through. And if this medicine can help those people, then I think everyone would agree that they should have it right away, and they should not have to wait for the government or the clinical trials to approve it. Those children might die. So it's a very emotional day for me, and as it began with my own sister, who was sick with cancer and actually died at the age of 20. The quality of life that this medicine can bring to people in serious need is second to none, and it's something that we really can't afford to be illegal. You know? So I'm really proud, and I'm really happy today for all those people who are going to benefit from this ruling.
A couple of important points that I didn't note in my introduction. Today's decision was a unanimous decision. All of the judges agreed that the government was violating the rights of patients. There was no question from the Supreme Court, it seemed, on that matter. And so we're very happy to have a unanimous decision. Another important point is that this decision is in effect immediately, as of today. Patients are no longer in fear of their own government for using this medicine, for their children using this medicine. And it cannot be understated how important that is. There are many patients fighting for their lives using these cannabis derivatives. My lover, Gail Quinn, who worked in this organization, almost died of cancer last year. And if it were not for the cannabis derivatives, the oils and hash that is being made by this club and many others, she would be dead by now. She could never have smoked enough pot to stay alive. And so it is profound for me to have fought so hard for this club and for the rights of others, to have experienced the benefits of this in my own home, and that my own lover is alive today because of this medicine. And it is this court case that is protecting her and protecting the people that are making it for her. And it is profound to be in a position where we can not only save the lives of people we care about today, but in the future, so that nobody else loses their little sister to cancer, because we could save people with this medicine, and we can do it a lot better after today. Here. Like I say, we have Kurt Tusaw coming on the phone in a few minutes, but I'm assuming there's a few questions that we can answer in the meantime.
What do you make of the federal health minister's reaction saying that, medical marijuana, this is something that's never gone through clinical trials, and she's outraged by today's decision?
Well, it's typical for the federal government to say that it hasn't gone through clinical trials. No plant will ever go through the clinical trials that she's saying. It's like putting a square peg in a round hole. There is no possible way for any plant to go through the clinical drug trials that she's talking about. So they've created an impossible situation. Cannabis should be in the Natural Health Products Act. That's where it belongs. It's not a drug. It's not going to go through the drug approval process. And so, they've created a great catch-22 for themselves by saying that it's not going to go through those clinical trials. Because she's absolutely correct. It shouldn't have to. And it's been studied more than just about any other plant in the world. So it's definitely, one of the most studied and safest, and they can't claim otherwise. Certainly the conservative government has had the position forever that cannabis is not medicine and has no medical value. And they will live with that claim, I think, until they die, for whatever religious reasons or what have you. They've chosen to ignore the science, they've chosen to ignore the patients, and have, stuck with this despite all the evidence that's before them, despite their own evidence. If you read this decision from the Supreme Court of Canada, you can see how the Crown lawyers for Health Canada tried to argue that there's no evidence or no scientific proof that these derivatives can help people. Yet in the Crown's own evidence, with their expert, Dr. Abramovich, his report that he submitted as Health Canada's expert witness cited many cases or studies that showed cannabis as an edible product had medical benefits. So their own evidence contradicts what their politicians want to say. And even their own lawyers will argue that the science that their scientists submitted is somehow wrong. But I don't believe that their arguments hold any water or hold any weight with anyone that really looks at it critically.